You guys have questions, I have answers. Let's learn the basics of light painting 101. The way I have framed it, there's a mountain going up. The hill it created is matching that mountain. There is some type of evergreen on this left side where the peak of the digger bucket truck is going. I'm gonna check the images. Everything looks good there, so we can start the process. So we're gonna go take it out of aperture priority, turn off bracketing. We're trying to get about 2 seconds out of each exposure. So we're going up. This is where I wanna put this back so I can give it some kind of look. We're just gonna put this on the ground, kind of where I'm going to be going near it. We would rather be darker than brighter. So we're at 3 seconds on the interval timer, but we're taking just 2 second long exposures. I'm gonna try and turn this away from the camera at all times. This just lowers the light streak coming through. Now I cannot hear my camera, so I'm just gonna guess and just kind of walk slowly. And we're just gonna do this one pass just to make sure we got it. You can walk backwards and forwards, but I'm just trying to think of doing, as much as I can to get a good look for each individual object. I'm gonna focus on each individual thing and kind of go from there. That we need to keep in mind is white balance is gonna be thrown off completely. White balance is out the window right now because this sky above us is like 2000 Kelvin and this thing is sitting at like 4000. So if we turn this to a more blue tone, we can help it match. I'm turning this up on this particular unit, it's opposite. So 9000 is the bluer, and then down lower is the more orange. So we're trying to match the lighting right now. We're trying to get it to be as close as possible to match the sky. Now, you can have gels and things like that, and there's way more you can do. So right now, I'm just trying to see if this is going to work. I'm doing a couple different little lighting passes, and then we'll start doing some bigger passes and longer passes. And by that I mean spending more time at the actual digger itself. All right, we're looking at the image. Color is matching a lot better. We're looking good. I think we're good, we are set. So I'm gonna spend a good 5 or 6 minutes just walking around it and trying to get every little bit of thing that I can see. So we're gonna try and get all of the treads in the front, all the treads in the back. I'm doing this consciously thinking about what I'm going to see in the future. And what I'm talking about is the textures, the shadows, all of these little bits that come with it. So if I do this, shadows are on the bottom, but I'm lighting the top. So let's do that. I'm just guessing on this. I want to do at least 2 passes because I don't have anybody here to tell me that it's happening over there or what's going on. I'm getting this side, we've got the other side, and I'm still trying to keep the light away from the lens so we don't have to deal with too much light leak, which what I mean by that is like the strips of light coming in the scene. And then we can light up around it, get all the textures of the ground, get a real low look. And this is just basic light painting 101. I'm coming back behind here, so we're switching to a different side. The camera is not visible to me right now, so I can go pretty high. I know you guys can't see me either, but I'm just trying to keep all in one spot so I can get some cool shadows and not shadows. I'm doing circles with the light. And then coming over here to this side, I'm just gonna walk real slow and be careful because there's not much of a walkway over here. And if you're not safe, then who knows what you're doing. There is a little branch right here. I'm gonna take that out. But here's the crazy part. That may be something somebody did to remember something. So I'm gonna put that branch back whenever I'm done. And I'm just gonna kind of do the same thing over here. And I'm just moving real slow A lot of this is going to be in the frame, so you have to keep that in mind. The direction of your camera matters. So now I'm going to come to this side and get some of this, and then I'm going to get a little bit further back and try and see where the camera is. I'm going to try and light paint all of this, and then I'm going to move over and do it same thing on this side. We're just trying to get as high up as possible without actually touching or climbing on the equipment. You have to respect the equipment. I mean, this may be a public road that it's on, but it's not ours. So now we're going to kind of do as much as we can with this top part. With as bright as this light is, it's going to be able to light all that up. So come over the top, get as much as we can. I'm kind of also counting as I'm going. I'm trying to do like 2-second intervals in my head to just be like 1 1,000, 2 1,000, but as best as I can without, giving you guys entertainment and talking the whole time as well. All right, so we've gotten pretty much this entire thing. I am going to, there's a spot right here where this is open. I'm not going to touch anything, but I'm just going to kind of move this around inside here to get all of the spots inside as well, the best I can. And then this is open as well, so I'm going to just get the other side so I can remove myself from the other side. All right, now I'm going to come over the top. I'm going to do this side the best I can. The other side doesn't really matter as much. And then I'm going to start coming down on this. We're just lighting it up the best we can. I'm going slow, and I'm going to walk all the way around it. Right now, I am behind the object, so you have to be real cautious of the streak that you're leaving, because sometimes it can cause bloom, and it's very hard to remove from some objects. So just keep that in mind. Like if you're back here and the camera is behind you, you can do anything you want as long as the camera doesn't see the light. And so you can create all kinds of fun things going back behind there. All right, now we're starting this. This is away from where the light is going to hit and see everything on this side, but like creating real nice textures on this is a real big priority for me because this is a focal point. Now I'm lighting up just this top part and coming down, trying to go as slow as I can. And now we're in frame of the camera, so I'm going to try and get this side of it, but I'm going to go to the other side as well and get real dramatic lighting. I want to see each individual little texture mark on here so you can see all the grit that's come in. And now we're going to come back and look at everything, but I want to put that stick back just in case. You never know. Could be somebody's lucky stick reminder. All right. I think the last step is just going to be walking in a big giant circle just for the ground. And I normally put this on the light stand that the action camera is on that's recording me to do the higher parts, but today we're not going to do that. We're just going to be focusing on what you can see down below. All right, walk back slow again in case we missed a spot. All right, now we're gonna make sure, and by make sure, I mean we're going to set this, try and be respectful, but I am setting that on the equipment. All right, so now I'm trying not to touch the camera as much as possible in case there's movement, but I do want to look at all of the pictures and see what I can see for each individual thing. And I know that didn't make sense, but I want to see if there's any places that I've missed before I leave, because you only get one shot most of the time. Me putting the branch back, looking really nice, looking good. All right, so now we save it and we go into the edit. Hey, it's me over here in the little corner. So I'm going to show you 3 different versions of this. This is the base that we put at the bottom that we work off of. And this is whenever you have merged everything together, aligned, and then switched all of them except for the base to the lighten mode. This is the crazy version, of course. Now, if you take all of that away, then you get the version that has all of the little highlights taken away. This is just what I call a clean plate. So you have all of the lights that you need, and then you can figure out which ones are the most dramatic or the ones that you want most from there. Once you finish that, then you can do the final and color grading and all of the additional things that you may want to add. Now, I did add something to the end of this, so be sure you stay until the end to see what I added. It really helps, but if you have any questions, be sure and leave it down in the comments so I can get back to you on either the last part or this part, and I'll try and go slow and explain what I did. So this is what it looks like in real time, where I take the brush, add the mask, and then start masking, but of course I've sped it up just so you can see and not have to spend the next 45 minutes going over all the little details. So if you can tell, I am I'm turning on the layer visibility, and then I am going down to the mask, pressing the mask. White is visible, black is invisible. So I'm painting it black so all the little highlights and everything go away. Now there could be some little spots that show up whenever you start painting things, and that's where you saw there, kind of a little ghosting effect. So make sure you really pay attention to where you're painting, but this is pretty much the basics of light painting 101. Add a layer, layer mask, take away what you don't want, move to the next layer. And you can just add as many layers as you want. So this is me going back into it and seeing what I wanted from it. As you could tell, it's looking more dramatic and not everything is lit up all at once like it was in a softbox. So I go there, take it to the base again, and then come back into Photoshop and make it to where it all blends together real nice, take away some of the opacities, and then you have the final color graded look. And this is that right now. As you can tell, I did add myself over into the right bottom corner. This is for scale. Sometimes the scale doesn't match up, and if I would have left myself out, I would have made it look like it was a toy. But this is the final product. I hope this helps a little bit explain what light painting is. Of course, there are tons of different versions of this. There's some versions where you paint with different objects and different lighting tools and sculpt the light in different ways. You can make light dance and do different objects inside of it. That is a more elaborate way to do light painting. But if you want to learn more, you can go to the light painting groups and learn more about it. But this was just the basic light painting 101 tutorial on how to do it. If you have any questions, like I said, just leave them in the comments down below and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. But have a great rest of the day.